One basic Dollar Tree wreath form, 3 completely different fall wreaths. And one transformation may seriously surprise you.
Hi, I'm Loli. Let's create something beautiful and find a little joy along the way.
So this one turned out not so much like I imagined it. But all right, let me know what you think. We're gonna go ahead and start with this wreath from the Dollar Tree and some of this ribbon that I got from Hobby Lobby. I'm going to take one of the ends of the ribbon and add a little bit of hot glue right there in the beginning, and then create a little tab by looping it from the inside there and then placing the other part of the ribbon over it so I'm able to secure it in place on that first bracket. Once the hot glue set, I'm going to begin wrapping the ribbon all the way around the entire wreath form until the full wreath form is fully covered. Secret is angling it in a position in which you don't end up with any bevel edges or any indentations. And once I got here to the last piece, I'm going to wrap it around and end the piece on the back of my wreath form, cut off the excess, and just add a bit of hot glue in that section and tack that end down. All right, I'm going to flip it over, and I'm going to take some leaves from the Dollar Tree and this sign from the Dollar Tree as well. We're going to remove the hanger for the sign, but we're going to place it right there, not too far away, because we will be using it for this project. Then we are going to go ahead and glue the hanger one time. I'm going to just make sure that it's even in both sides, and then I'm going to add a small knot on the edge of both ends of the jute cord, and then add a bit of hot glue here on the fabric or the ribbon, and then place the jute cord right on top of it. And I did that with both sides. Then I took a piece of the ribbon. I cut a section that will be big enough to cover the jute cord. I burned the edges of that ribbon as well to avoid any fraying. And then I glued the piece of ribbon right on top of the jute cord. And I did that with both sides. Next, I'm going to flip this over, and I'm going to position the wood round on top of it, because I want to be able to lay out all of these leaves that I got from Dollar Tree on this piece. I wanted it to look like it's leaves just cascading down in different areas. So I just began by just extending the stem that it came with and poking them underneath that wood round, trying to figure out exactly how I wanted them to look. So I just began doing that process as you see there. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, please don't forget to hit that like button. And while you're there, please go over to the comment section and let me know where you're watching from. I love to know how far my videos are reaching. And share, because sharing is caring and it helps my channel grow. Thank you so much. All right, so here, if you see, I put 2 red ones on the sides. Then I did 2 oranges a little bit lower down, then 2 greens, and then a yellow in the middle. Now that I know exactly how I want them, I'm going to come in with some hot glue and just lift the ones that I have there and glue the stems in place, but making sure that it's not too far into the wreath form, because we want to make sure that we are not covering the leaves with the wood round. So I just lifted each one of these stems and glued them exactly where they are. Once all the glue dried, I took my snips and I'm going to come in and remove all of the excess pieces from the stems, as you see there. They just went pew, pew, pew. I'm sorry, guys. I'm such a childish child. A grown 40-year-old. All right, so once I remove all of these stems, oh, here was one more. Pew! They are all over the house right now. Then I'm going to just add some hot glue over those stems as well, and all the way around the inner portion of the wreath form. And then I'm going to just go ahead and attach my wood round right on top of this, covering most of the stems, but making sure that the wood round is centered with the wreath form so it looks nice and symmetrical. And make sure your words are straight. Then I decided to put another layer right here over this to cover up some of those stems and to give this that layer look I was telling you about. So I positioned my yellow ones, as you see there, between those 2. I cut off the stems off of these and added hot glue to the little piece I left behind and tucked it right underneath of the wood round, as you see there. And I did the same thing with the other yellow on the other side also. And make sure that I have enough hot glue. Position it right in there. and just stuck it right under. And I did the same thing with the red and the orange. And this is what it looked like. Then I took some more leaves here. I wanted to bring them up a little more. So I added a green one on either side here, just cascading down, but making sure that I'm not covering the words as well as I'm sticking this on. And I did the other one on the other side as well. And my ambition was to have him cascade all the way down, like they're trickling down, but it didn't quite work out. So what I ended up doing was just filling in any sections that had gaps with some Spanish moss. And that is it for this project. Please let me know in the comment section, what do you think? I tried the cascading effect, it didn't work out. What do you think about this one? This project is near and dear for me. I'm going to start with this wreath form that I got from the Dollar Tree. We're going to remove the tag, and we are going to take some of this ribbon from Dollar Tree. I flipped the wreath form over, and I'm going to just add a little bit of hot glue right here on this tab and glue this in place. Once that glue is set, I'm going to begin wrapping the entire wreath form with this ribbon. My friend, if you're enjoying this video so far, don't forget to hit that like button and hit the subscribe button as well, and the notification bell so you're notified each time I upload a new video. All these things are free and they mean the world to me. Thank you so much. All right, once I got here to the end, I'm just going to remove that piece from there. Comes a little piece of tape that keeps it in place. And then I'm going to just take a little bit of hot glue and put it at the end of this tab right here. Line up the two ribbons, and the one that's on the reed form together with the one that's here, and hold it in place until that sets. Please use your heat protectants for this step since the hot glue is hot. All right, now we're going to take one of these planks from the Dollar Tree. It comes in a pack of 6. We're going to take one and stain it with some Waverly Antique Wax. Then I'm going to take my drill and drill 4 holes on each of the corners of this little plank. Next, I'm going to take some jute cord. I just added a little bit of hot glue to the edge of it so I'm able to thread it easy. Here, please use finger protectors. I don't seem to have feelings on my fingers anymore, so I can afford to do this. You don't try this at home, please. All right, so see there, I just threaded into the hole, into one end, and I put it through the other. And I'm going to leave enough twine there so I'm able to hang this later. And I'm going to repeat the same process with the other holes as well on the other side of the plank. And this is what I end up with once I was done. Now we are going to attach this on here. We're going to make this as a little swing onto a reed form. So I'm putting my twine behind the reed form as you see there. And I want to check exactly how much I'm going to need of the jute cord. I put way too much because I wasn't sure the level that I needed. Once I figure that out, then I'm going to just go ahead and put a nut where I need to cut my jute cord. And I did the same thing with the other side, making sure that both sides are even. And then I cut off the excess jute cord. I wanted to use a different kind of cord for this that had little leaves, but I couldn't find it. So we're going to use this one. Here we're making sure that everything is level. And once we are sure of that, I'm going to hold the jute cord in place and add a bit of hot glue on the ribbon on there. And then do the same thing with the other side, but I'm checking again to make sure that it's even. And then once I'm happy with it, I'm going to glue the other side down also. And then to secure everything in place, I will be adding some more hot glue on top of the jute cord on there to make sure that everything stays adhered. You could also add a little bit of the ribbon on top of it as well to finish everything up. And it turned out great. Now we are going to go ahead and burn off the fuzzies. I do not like jute cord with fuzzies, so this is how we just clean it up so it has a more finished look. Then I took a pool noodle. I'm going to cut a section that will be big enough to cover, I will say that's about 3 inches or so. And I'm just going to cut it right here in the middle, just one side, so I'm able to open it up and just hook it onto this section right here. This is why I didn't care that the reed form wasn't covered there because I was going to do this anyway. And once I have it exactly how I wanted it, because I want to make sure that it is even with the swing we created there, once we realize that everything is nicely centered, I'm going to take some floral wire and wrap it all the way around the reed form and the pool noodle to secure it in place. And then once I have that secured that way, I'm going to just cut off the end there and wrap the two ends together tightly to keep everything in place. Now this will serve as some floral foam. Now I'm taking a variety of florals, fall florals from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to start with this pick. I'm going to cut 2 pieces and I'm going to place them right here on either side of the floral foam, or pool noodle in this case. And I'm making sure that everything is nicely even and it's wispy. And you can just continue to fluff your picks until you're happy with them. And here you see me opening them up, making sure that they're even. I want to make sure they're not all messy looking. Then I'm taking some of these little sunflowers also from the Dollar Tree. All of these are from the Dollar Tree. And I'm just placing them here and there, trying to keep everything nice and symmetrical. And I just continue to add florals until everything looked beautiful. Here the details are to just, you can cut your pieces of florals and add them in different sections. You can, add them, remove them. Just play with the placement until you're happy with the result. I also added some yellow ones. I added them here and there also, along with some red ones as well. I'm trying to keep everything even and I'm trying to spread it out also so it looks like a beautiful bouquet of wildflowers. I just kept cutting pieces here and there. Here these pieces that look kind of like wheat I've put here in the bottom to give it a more of a wispy look. Then I felt like there was a little bit too little of the greenery here. I wanted to look richer, so I'm adding a couple more pieces of the greenery on the sides to make it a lot fuller and give it that beautiful, wispy, and luxurious look I was going for. I wanted the bottom to have a little bit of a cascading effect, so I'm going to take some, a pick from Dollar Tree. It's kind of like a weeping foliage. And I'm going to take some of these toothpicks that I got from the Dollar Tree, and I'm removing individual pieces from that wispy pick and adding them to the toothpick as you see there. So I'm able to put them into the bottom. So it looks like I have some also cascading down. And I continued to add this until I was happy with it. Then I took some of this floral moss from the Dollar Tree and covered all the pool noodle that was remaining. And this is what it looked like. Now, we are going to take this home sign that I have left over from a pumpkin piece that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm going to use some of these chain links that I have left over from a hanger from Dollar Tree as well, from the garden section. I'm going to cut a piece that is long enough that I'm able to hook onto the pieces or the links that I have remaining on here. I'm making sure that the 2 pieces of chain link that I'm using are equal in size. So when I hook it onto my reed form, everything will be leveled. And I'm using the little hooks that the planter hooks came with to hook it to the top section here. Actually, the bottom top section, that makes any sense, right there on both sides. So it's hanging like this. And you can, oh my gosh, this one is so amazing. I love this piece. Wait and see, I'm not done. I took this little sign that I got from Dollar Tree, and I'm taking this paint marker from Apple Barrel and I'm writing the Fox's Den. I'm just trying my hand lettering on this one, trying to be as careful as much as possible so it comes out beautiful. And then once I was happy with it, I just came back in and made the white a lot denser. But you gotta wait a second for the cutest part. Oh my gosh, I can't wait to show you. All right, once I finish with this sign, I'm going to just take some Waverly Antique wax and stain the stick with it. Then I added some hot glue at the back of the stick and position it right here. Then I got these adorable foxes that I got from Dollar Tree and positioning right on the swing. And that's it. Let me know what you think. I made it with so much love for my mama and Papa Fox, my in-laws. Do you think they'll like it? My friends, so this video is part of the Wood Round or Read Wednesday opening by collaboration in which we create home decor ideas using wood rounds and read forms. This is hosted on the fourth Wednesday of every month by my friend Aurea from the Hour with Aurea, myself, Loli, for only these creations. And this month we have the privilege of having the amazing May from Craft Away with May. The links to our channels and the playlist will be linked in the description box below, so be sure to head on over and show everyone some love.
I love the simplicity and the beauty of this one. I'm going to start with this Dollar Tree reed form and this burlap that I got from Hobby Lobby on clearance for $1.19. And some of these cable ties, or what are they called again? Cable ties from the Dollar Tree. I started by just scrunching the edge of the burlap as you see there and position it on one of these cross pieces right at the corner on the round section that is the second from the outer portion of the reed form. And I'm going to make sure that the zip tie is towards the bottom or towards the concave side of the reed form. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut off the excess. Once that is nicely secured, make sure that it's really tight so it stays in place. I'm going to begin threading one side of the fabric under that one bracket and leaving the other side on the other side of the bracket and trying to do them evenly. I just continued to do that, feeding them as I went along, and I just kept pulling the fabric towards the bracket that I began on, just creating this ruffle effect. I just kept doing that, trying to keep everything straight, trying to make sure that the buffalo check side is mostly visible. And I just kept doing that until the complete section was completely filled with ruffles. And I had no more place to add any fabric. Once I reached a bracket, again, I just went under and continued the same pattern on the other side. I'll show you in a second what I meant. Here, once I was done with one of them, I've used two of the rolls. But here, I just pinched it in the middle. As you see there, held it in place. I took a second bale of the burlap and I'm going to open it up and make sure that I'm positioning it with the printed side towards the front of the reed form. And then I'm going to drape the end of it, as you see right here, by just matching it pretty much with the other one to make it a continuous piece. I pinched them both together in place and then took a cable tie, as you see there, and then just or zip tie, and zip tie the two pieces on top of each other to form a continuous piece and cut off the excess of the zip tie. Then I just continue to do the same thing, feeding it across as if it was one big continuous piece. And here in a second, you'll see exactly what I meant by how to go from one section to another when you have those brackets in the middle. So once I had everything, like you see there, like I had ruffles enough for that section, I was not able to put any more. I'm just going to feed it under that bracket, as you see there, and then continue to pull it on the other side on the same bracket level that I did the rest. And I just continue to do that until the entire circle was complete. So to give you a clearer portion, you see here when I'm getting to the end, it is pretty tight. So all you have to do is just pull the fabric back to expose more of that reed form surface and just continue to pull the fabric in. It's a little bit harder. You really got to use your muscles for this part, but just keep doing that. Just keep feeding your fabric, trying to match the two sides together so your fabric is even in both sides. And then just keep pushing back and pulling the fabric in, pushing it back towards you, and then feeding the fabric in until that fabric is all in there and the two edges meet. Just go ahead and fluff your ruffles all around the entire reed form until you're happy with it. If you need to readjust anything, you can always pull the fabric forward and fluff and fluff and fluff until you're happy. And if you just want to do the ruffles just like this, you will do it again with the next bracket. But I wanted to use this piece right here from the Dollar Tree. It was perfect for this. It fit perfectly on those two brackets that were empty after I did this. And there was no need for any glue or anything because this fits so snug. And since this is buffalo check, you can change it for any Dollar Tree sign that is on the same diameter as this one, and you can change it for your seasons. And that is it for this one. Please let me know in the comment section what do you think about this one. I think it's so simple, yes, so beautiful. Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's episode, here are a couple more videos you are sure to enjoy. Thank you so much for stopping by. You're amazing. Bye.